Good evening, my dear students and friends. Welcome back to my channel. This is Maviji from Vellalar College of Education. I'm here with a new topic that is flipped classroom. Already in our previous videos, we have discussed blended learning and all. As I told you, we have so many different varieties of learning, such as rote learning, meaningful learning, active learning, self learning, and all. In that list, we have a flipped classroom also. Hope you remember the meaning of blended learning. I told you that blended, it's nothing but a combination of online teaching and the traditional classroom, right? And now the flipped classroom. What's meant by flipped classroom? This is also a new term which has been recently introduced and popularly followed, right? Yeah. Let me explain the meaning and definition of flipped classroom. What does it mean actually? It's type of blended learning. This is also a type of blended learning where or introduced to content at home and practice working through it at school. So what does it mean actually? That is a flipped classroom. um, it reverses, let me say again, a flipped classroom reverses the traditional teaching method. It's a simple definition. Please remember, it reverses the traditional teaching method. Okay, what happened actually? That is, traditionally the teacher talks about a topic at school and assigns homework that reinforces that day's material, and the students will be doing that homework in home, right? So the teacher talks about a topic at school and assign some homework which reinforces that day's material. Actually, that is the traditional classroom. Coming to the flipped classroom, the process actually reverses. Okay, the traditional teaching method, it was completely reversed by the flipped classroom. In flipped classroom, what will happen is the instruction is delivered through online, that is outside of the class it has been delivered, and the students can learn on their own, and in the next day's class all those things whatever they have learned in the previous night will be discussed in the next day's classroom. That is flipped classroom. Okay, so let me repeat it once again. Flipped classroom is nothing but it is the reversed procedure of traditional teaching method. Traditionally, the teachers can talk about a topic and assign homework which will be dealt by the students in their home. But coming to the flipped classroom, it will be completely reversed. The instructions are delivered through online, that is outside of the classroom. Okay, and all those instructions will be dealt by the students on their own in their home itself. Okay, if we people are going to discuss a new topic tomorrow, means today night itself they have to go through all the videos which has been sent by the teacher, and in the next day's classroom they have to discuss what they have learned, how they are going to learn, what are the techniques, what are the resources, how it should be implemented. All those things should be discussed in the next day's classroom. Okay, this is known as flipped classroom, right? And let me list out the purpose behind this flipped classroom. Why? What is the purpose for using this? Using technology to increase the learner in your classroom. So we have to use the technology. The students, we have to motivate the students to use the technology, and the teacher spends more time interacting with the students in class. If we are following traditional method, what will we do? Actually, we have to read the passage and then we have to explain. Then we find only little to few time to discuss, to interact with the students. So if we record our content, if we forward all those content in the previous night itself, means they will go through all those things in their home itself. So once this class started, the teacher and the students can easily interact, they may find enough time to interact. Okay, this is the basic thing. And that guided practice, independent practice should be also supported by the staff members, and take the lecture out of the classroom. That lecture, that is one way communication, it has been moved to moved outside the classroom. Lecturing, it's simply one way communication. Why then it should happen inside the classroom? It may happen at the outside also. If it's a two-way communication, okay, both of them should talk, should interact, so it is possible only the presence of both. But if you are implementing one way communication, if you people are going to implement only lecture method, means then what is the use of using the classroom for that lecturing? we can record all those things and we can forward it to the students, let them listen in their home itself. It's a one way communication only, no? So once you entered, after listening to that audio or video, we can interact inside the classroom about that lecture. So there will be more intimacy, there will be more interaction between the student and the teacher. Okay, so with these purpose only, this flipped classrooms has been announced. And it will also, what are the goals of the flipped classroom? It will also make the classroom an active learning environment. Yeah, if we people are communicating, usually if there is two-way communication, the classroom will automatically will be active, and it makes the students also to learn on their own pace is nothing but it's a reading speed. Okay, if you are forwarding that recorded material, means the students can listen whenever they need. Okay, if they need it to listen 3 or 4 times also, means they can learn, they can learn at their own speed, right? And it can give the instructor more time to each student individually to rather than the class as a whole. Okay, if you want to teach a student 4 or 5 times, means it is possible only with the recorded audio. So it will be useful for the teachers to implement this particular technique to enrich the knowledge of the students. Okay, and it has both advantages and disadvantages also. So if you are implementing the flipped classroom technique, we have so many advantages. Teachers can spend less time for introducing new topic, and they can create more engaging lessons. They can reuse the content whenever they need, they can reuse, they can develop the students learning skill. And the students, those who are absent, do not fall behind. If they are absent, usually in normal classrooms, means if the students has been absent for some days, means surely they will miss all the teaching content and all, right? So if they are using that flipped classroom technique, surely whenever they are absent, they are on leave, no problem, they can learn all those content on some other days, right? Because everything has been forwarded and everything will be in that group or in their mail, so easily they can check it over. And the students are able to build a deeper understanding, and teachers can provide a more tailored approach, that is, teachers can interact with the students easily, right? And we have some disadvantages also. What is that? It creates individual, that is, it creates a digital divide. It's nothing but there is a gap, everything has been passed, means what happened then, the digital divide will be there, and it depends on students and their trust. How do we know, how do the teachers know that the students are reading or understanding or listening to that audio or video which we have forwarded the earlier day? So we don't know that, right? And the teachers may have some extra work also for each and everything, for each and every concept the teacher has to prepare, and she has to prepare a PPT or audio or or a video, whatever it is. It will be a overburden for the teachers, and the students may forced to spend more time in front of the screen. Okay, inside the classroom, the teachers can interact with the students, but outside the classroom, what will they do? The students have been forced to spend more time in front of the screen. It is not possible in all the situations, and especially for all the students. So even though we are having a list of advantages, we have very few disadvantages also. Let's solve all these, let's break all these barriers to make our teaching learning process more effective. Thank you so much for listening.